analytical, in-depth, educative, and interactive on national issues accommodating all sides of opinions.
We as a people have understood that we have to fight corruption before it fights us back.
Poverty has
as we are fighting to rid our country of mandatory kidnapping, harder farmer crisis, and insurgency.
Let's collaborate to tame global insecurity. Nigeria tells international community as new envoys present letter of credence to President Buhari.
We are making plans to see how we can ship that product down to Kenya.
Nigeria takes non-oil export drive to East Africa, sets up trade hub in Kenya. Thus, more than 2 million small-scale entrepreneurs benefit from federal government's MSME survival fund.
The sum of 66 billion and 20,000 directly to 1,258,183 beneficiaries.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News. I am Ian Ray John. We're live in Abuja, the nation's capital. Hanging with John Adams joins me from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. And just a quick reminder that you can follow this newscast live on our website, nta.ng/live, as well as other social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. We begin from the State House, where a strong case has been made for effective collaboration and cooperation by the international community towards finding lasting solution to the prevailing challenges of security, describing it as a global threat to civilization. President Muhammadu Buhari, who made the request while granting audience to new envoys posted to Nigeria, expressed the belief that matters of security have become the business of all nations. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The new envoys were in the State House, Nigeria's seat of government, to present their letters of credence to President Muhammadu Buhari. This is to mark the beginning of their representational duties in Africa's largest economy. The envoys are the Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria, James Kingston Christophe, and the Mexican Ambassador to Nigeria, Juan Alfred Miranda Ortiz. President Muhammadu Buhari, who formally welcomed the envoys to Abuja, tasked them to not only build on the successes of their predecessors, but to further make efforts at expansion and advancement in relations with Nigeria across political, socio-economic, and cultural spheres.
The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has undermined the progress countries have achieved in tackling food security in the last decade, while the political instability in Libya continues to fuel terrorism in the Sahel, as well as scupper the democratic sustenance in both West and Central African regions. Nigeria is not left out of the equation as we are fighting to rid our country of mandatory kidnapping, harder farmer crisis, and insurgency. We are, however, making meaningful progress with the support of friendly countries like yours to sustain these fights until we overcome these challenges.
At the regional level, the president said Nigeria is working with other member states of ECOWAS and other regional blocs to deal with transborder and maritime crimes, illicit drugs, and human trafficking, as well as the unconstitutional changes of government. These challenges, he said, go beyond the abilities of any single country to effectively contain, and the urgent need for the world to work closely together at both bilateral and multilateral levels.
Nigeria is drawing closer to its 2023 national elections, and the candidates representing their parties at different levels are beginning to build a consensus within their respective parties in preparation for the launching of campaigns across the country soon. As the drums of campaign begin to rise, I urge you to be guided by diplomatic practice to ensure that your activities remain within the limits of your profession as you monitor the build-up and the conduct of the general elections.
The Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria, who responded on their behalf, described as a true honor and pleasure for them to formally take up their positions in Abuja and begin official engagement with the Nigerian government.
Mr. President, we look forward to working with your ministers and officials and a wide range of stakeholders from across Nigeria to build the relationships that will underpin progress in areas of mutual interest.
And in carrying out their official responsibilities, the envoys have been asked to spare time to appreciate the uniqueness and strength in Nigeria's cultural diversities, which President Buhari said represent the pride and identity of the nation and its people. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari has paid his condolences to those who lost their loved ones in the recent barbaric terrorist attacks in Sokoto, Kaduna and Plateau states. In a statement, the president reviewed the situation following reports on the loss of several lives in the attacks and assured all possible support from the federal government to the states, reiterating the full freedom given to security forces to deal with and bring to an end this madness. The president condemns these barbaric attacks on the country and assures the states of all possible support from the government of the Federation. He condoled with the bereaved families and prayed for quick recovery of the injured. In pursuit of its statutory mandate of protecting the nation's waters against external aggression and criminals, the Nigerian Navy, NNS Victory, Calabar, seized a vessel with unspecified quantity of suspected diesel. They also arrested 5 crew members along the Eastern Waterway, Calabar Channel, and handed them over to the EFCC Uyo Zonal Command. Good work. Etim brings us details.
The vessel with batch number Edidion AJ was arrested on the 20th of June 2022 by operatives of the force during their patrol on the eastern waterways. The vessel is loaded with unspecified quantity of diesel. Representative of the Nigerian Navy, Best Operations Officer, NNS Victory Calabar, handed over documents of the seized vessel, the 5 crew and mobile phones, to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
As part of Operation Dakata da Barao, which is to fight against oil bunkering, illegal oil bunkering and crude oil thefts, Nigerian Navy ship Victory arrested motor vessel Edidion AJ along the Calabar Channel.
We're grateful to the Nigerian Navy. We'll take over this vessel, we'll take over the crew members and make sure that the proper investigation will be carried out on those persons, and if they are found wanting, justice will take its course.
In Calabar, Uduak Etem, NTA News.
Similarly, 2 suspected drug barons have been arrested by NDLEA for operating methamphetamine clandestine laboratories in VGC Estate, Lekki in Lagos, and a community in Oka, Anambra State. Abdul Malik Hassan reports.
Miri, known as methamphetamine, has become one of the major illicit substances produced in Nigeria. Its effect is devastating on users and believed to last longer in the body system than cocaine. So at the headquarters of the NDLEA, a press briefing holds. You could tell a disturbing competence has been discovered.
Officers and men of the agency successfully busted 2 methamphetamine manufacturing facilities called meth laboratories.
258.74 crystal meth retrieved, various chemicals and paraphernalia recovered. An estimated 50 kilos of methamphetamine on a weekly basis is said to be produced by these labs. At $500,000 per kg in the global market, you could tell why the production. But then, the implication is devastating.
NDLEA is obliged to brief the public about this recent loss to raise people's awareness of the danger that meth production constitutes to public health. The owner of the laboratory in VGC, for instance, was producing this highly unstable and toxic drug in a house where he lived with his family. This speaks volumes about his insensitivity to the consequences of exposing his family to the danger of hazardous chemicals.
To the public, the NDLEA give an advice: be vigilant to your environment. Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
In other news, 66 Africans have added to the number of peace mediators to stem the tide of violence, banditry and terrorism ravaging the continent of Africa in recent years. Ikechukwu Ndukwe reports that Cardinal Onayekon Foundation for Peace is an emerging global peace movement that leverages on mediation and dialogue in tackling cultural and religious intolerance.
Muslims and multi-Christians are the new soldiers of peace mediators across Africa. We firmly believe to stem the tide of cultural and religious intolerance, which often leads to crisis.
What is needed and necessary is for all of us, Christians and Muslims, to join forces of heart, mind and hands, to deal with this common menace.
Please allow me to reiterate my thanks for inviting me to be a part of your efforts to improve peace and understanding among the many different faiths here tonight and in your countries. There is no doubt that it can be difficult work. However, neither is there doubt about its importance.
So gathering all of you here today is a really important reminder for me of the reason why Canada needs to continue to support efforts like this one.
With the majority of inductees coming from Nigeria, the task of resolving religious crisis in the most populous black nation is a Herculean task. Ikechukwu Ndukwe, NTA News.
Now talking health, misrepresentation of certain provisions of the recently signed National Health Insurance Act 2022 in the media has necessitated the enlightenment of health correspondents aimed at equipping them with the right information contained in the Act for accurate and effective reportage. Uche Ogochukwu reports that a delegation from the World Health Organization's team on health financing has also visited the authority on a fact-finding mission.
Before now, survey has shown that about 8 out of 10 Nigerians are not covered by health insurance. It is to change this trend that the National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022 was signed, repealing the National Health Insurance Scheme Act 1999. The new act aims at ensuring that over 70% of poor Nigerians who pay for healthcare services out of pocket benefit from the now mandatory health insurance.
The newly enacted law has made provision for the establishment of what is called Vulnerable Group Fund and outlined the sources of the fund for it.
The drivers of the new act, however, observe that provisions of some sections are being misinterpreted. The meeting afforded journalists the opportunity to get adequately educated on the contents of the act. This milestone is one that has attracted WHO team of health financing experts from Geneva.
I'm sure NHIA will be pleased indeed the right way to go, and we will work to support your effort in that respect.
The act is believed to have the capacity to move Nigeria closer to the attainment of universal health coverage. Uche Ogochukwu, NTA News.
And away from health, as you know, the continuous voter registration exercise has been suspended by INEC. But our reporter, Mia Ogidi, has not suspended checking the records to know political zones and states that did well during the exercise in terms of turnout.
I think the date should be extended a little bit. I think even 1 week or so.
Such complaints now a tradition for many in Nigeria. It takes a strong heart to say it's over. And for INEC, the continuous voters registration exercise is over. In this case, suspended. Time to do some mathematics. From the figures released by INEC, 12.2 million completed the online and physical aspects of the exercise. By zonal analysis, Northwest topped the chart, followed by South-South, North-Central, Southwest, Northeast, while the Southeast ends the chart. Kano and Lagos smile by state ranking, while Ekiti and Yobe with the least figures. Women dominate the gender chart, while youth top by age. Having the highest figure is one thing. Coming for the collection of the cards when they are ready is another story waiting to be written.
They will be available for collection by the actual owners in person. No PVC will be collected by proxy.
Will some still wait till the last minute when it's time to get the PVCs? Let's wait and see whether history will repeat itself or there will probably be a change of attitude. Mie Ogide, NTA News.
Many thanks, Mie. You're watching the network news on NTA. More reports after this break. Please stay.
Sunday! Yes, ma'am. Come. 1,000 naira. Buy me a recharge card. You heard what I said? Thank you. Sunday, don't finish me. I say 1,000 naira recharge card. You carry 8,000 naira of my money, go load them. Because money in your hand, Abi.
Oganu, as I load the 1,000 naira, I use Airtel Obajara, turn them to 8,000 naira, just like that.
8 times the value of any recharge, plus double data and 1,000 naira activation bonus when you buy a new SIM.
Sunday, go buy us. I'll make sure say they put Obajara for you.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Never again should this happen. We have passed through this path before, and it was not good for us. I remember the horror, the crime, the blood, dead bodies everywhere. I almost lost my mind. I could not sleep. I remember the cry of innocent children. Many lives were changed forever. We shall never go through that path again. Let us all stand in solidarity with our armed forces, our men and women. Oh, we must stand in truth, in honesty, to build a vibrant nation, a nation that you and I can be proud of.
The Nigeria Police Force, in conjunction with Solar Security and Consult Company, is organizing a series of election security management workshops in the 6th geopolitical zone. Theme: 2023 general elections, enhancing national security capacity for a secure and credible electoral process in Nigeria. Date: August 4th to 8th, 2022. Venue: International Conference Center, Abuja. Time: Day 1. The opening ceremony is at 10 a.m. on Day 1, August 1st, 2022. Day 2, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Speakers will handle various topics, among which are police preparedness for 2022 general elections, election threats in Nigeria, interagency collaboration, managing officers' mental health, legal, media, and electoral offences and punishment issues. Special guest Major General Babagana Munguno, National Security Advisor, Chief Host Ali Baba, Inspector General of Police. Expected participants include stakeholders in election security management in Nigeria. For inquiries, please call any of these numbers: 0812-001-0000 or 0803-717-4527. Announcer: Solar Security and Comfort Company Limited.
When we wanted to move faster and see more of the world, we found a way. We also found ways to connect beyond boundaries. And when an unprecedented pandemic tried to derail us, we found ways to get ahead.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready.
Ready. Ready.
As your bank, we have stayed proactive, creating dynamic solutions and leveraging cutting-edge technology to drive global expansion into new markets. We rolled up our sleeves to be human together, doing more, innovating smarter, and always showing up for you. So come on board, let's give you more.
Access more than banking.
Thank you for staying. President of Senegal and the chairperson of the African Union, Macky Sall, has expressed appreciation to ECOWAS for supporting what it described as peaceful and successful legislative election last Sunday. The president was speaking during an engagement with the ECOWAS team at the presidential palace in Dakar. Haman Jabani reports.
The close engagement with the ECOWAS team lasted over an hour. Speaking to NTA News, the head of ECOWAS mission on the legislative elections says the discussion centered on the legislative elections and other related issues.
And also we explained to him the recommendation that we would want to place to improve in the future the process of election. But we recognize with him that the Senegalese election was peaceful and professional, and we congratulated him for all the institutions who took part of the organization of this election.
How do you feel with the level of support ECOWAS is giving to his country in this election?
I think he appreciated it a lot. He believes that ECOWAS is in its role to come to observe the elections and also to make recommendations to them for the improvement. And he took note of our recommendation and he promised to take this into account.
President Sall was elected as the chairperson of AU during the 35th ordinary session of the Assembly of the Union in February 2022. From Dakar, Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Back home, qualitative education, good character and morals have been identified as key to building a generation that can take the country to the next level of desired development. The founder of Thomas Adewumi International College, OCO, Johnson Adewumi, made this known to the graduating class of 2022. Olajide Bello reports that the class of 2022 is the 20th set of the college.
The procession of the class of 2022 in company of the founders signaled the graduation ceremony after achieving an acceptable standard in every aspect of college life, preparing the minds of these trailblazers for how to harness the vast potentials embedded in the country. Speakers, one after the other, gave some tips.
Education and the acquisition of knowledge are still the keys to real and lasting freedom.
Education is to help us develop to be part of the solution.
They must establish a goal and then work towards achieving that goal.
For the dedicated founders of the Citadel of Learning, sustaining and even setting records in academic excellence, it has been the making of good, dedicated staff and determined, hard-working students.
I have committed myself to quality education delivery. And the reason why we are having success from year to year is that we do not depart from our values. Our values are integrity in our educational system.
For you to succeed in life, you must have character, no matter how intelligent you are. So I want to advise them that they should hold on to their values.
For the graduating students, the college availed them the opportunity to discover and maximize their potentials.
I had to make a lot of sacrifice, reading, taking my time to go through my work.
Proud and elated parents described Thomas Adewumi International College as a pace setter in qualitative education and morals.
When I just got to that gate, I had the peace. And my son that we brought, he said, "Mommy, this is the school."
Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Looking at other issues now, in an effort to promote transparency in its procurement processes, the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, is collaborating with the Bureau of Public Procurement to enhance the understanding of its personnel particularly procurement officers. Oyeyemi Ajayi reports.
These are two different organizations with different missions, targets and roles, but of common interest here is the better procurement processes. These 100 participants from Naseni are here to deepen their procurement capacities as procurement officers. Chief Executive of Naseni, Mohammed Haruna, who is here represented, says this training is important as the agency needs to be in tune with all procurement regulations and the Public Procurement Act 2007.
The essence is to put the procurement officers through for them to know how to follow due process in procurement activities. Now that Naseni is under the presidency, we want to make sure that we get it right.
Yes, Naseni is one of the agencies that has been improving, and we hope that with these new skills and capacities that they have, they will even improve better.
These officers of Naseni from across the country are now expected to impact the agency's procurement processes for better service delivery while upholding the vision and mandate of the agency towards the nation's development. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Dangote Cement Company has continued with its promotional programs as 3 customers within the southwest region of the country won 1 million naira each in bag of goodies promo prize presentation held in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Ayomiku Ajibola has the details.
It's real. I saw the alert and I've received it.
I bought 5 bags of cement to win.
Those were consumers of the Dangote Cement PLC, a leading cement brand in Nigeria, receiving their 1 million naira cash prizes in the Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 3 promo, tagged Spell Dangote and Become a Multi-Millionaire. National Sales Director, Dangote Cement PLC, Fumisani, stated that the Bag of Goodies promo series is designed to continuously reward loyal customers who have stayed faithful and remain the backbone in the cement business. Those consumers, according to her, have contributed in no small measures to make Dangote range of cement products the first choice for construction purpose across Nigeria.
In total, we're expecting 500 people to get 1 million and 100 people to get 5 million. In addition to that, we have 32 million units of gifts to give to Nigerians.
We are trying to compensate the consumers to say thank you for using our product, despite the fact that it's a good product, but definitely we know that compensation of the consumer is the best.
We are doing this together because we regulate this business together in order to see transparency in it, accountability, professionalism and equity.
The promo has run for 2 years consecutively, and this year's edition is the 3rd one. To participate, buy any bag of goodies 3 Dangote cement, pick out the scratch card inside, scratch it, and stand a chance of winning prizes in any or all the winning categories. In Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola, NTA News.
And away from our shores, as part of its drive to expand non-oil exports to East African countries, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council has established a Nigeria Export Trade House in Nairobi, Kenya. Comfort Amudu brings us details of the unveiling from Kenya.
Talking business, sharing ideas, and advance ways to strengthen trade between Nigeria and Kenya and the regional economic bloc. These business tycoons and diplomats are excited about the renewed partnership and prospects of elevated bilateral relations between Nigeria and Kenya, especially with the presence of the Nigerian Export Trade House now domiciled in Nairobi, Kenya, established by the Nigerian Export Promotion Council.
You know, in West Africa, we all know that you have the best shea butter. The commodity, in terms of commodities, why aren't we actually getting shea butter here in East Africa? We're actually getting from Uganda or South Sudan. Those are the things which we feel we can actually benefit from this, endeavor we've actually just established with the Export Trade House.
We're making plans with this Export Trade House that we just commissioned. We are making plans to see how we can ship that product down to Kenya.
The basic products of textiles, pharmaceuticals,
Of course, you've got a great oil and gas sector, so we can look at those kind of things where you have been very strong, and we are coming up as well.
For the business community in Kenya, this is the beginning of market integration between Kenya and Nigerians and a path to reducing the trade barrier in regional economic bloc in Africa. From Nairobi, Kenya, I'm Comfort Amodu, NTA News.
Back home, the federal government has disbursed the sum of 66 billion naira to more than 1.2 million beneficiaries across the country under the MSME Survival Fund. Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katagum, disclosed this during a town hall meeting in Abuja. Benny Adams reports.
Cash is responsible for these smiles, and the testimonies are evident to the fact that government delivered on promises made.
We really and we really appreciate the money we got to help our staff in the long run to cushion the effect of our inability to meet some certain payment of their salary.
But like Oliver Twist, they want more.
Our members are more than 6 million registered
And like a caring parent, more money, capacity building and access to market is coming the way of macro, small and medium enterprise business owners across the country.
To date, the fund has disbursed the sum of 66 billion and 20,000 directly to 1,258,183 beneficiaries, including those registered and I think the icing on the cake is all these 1.2 million beneficiaries, we can track them.
The town hall meeting highlighted the scheme's achievements in the payroll support scheme, artisan and transport scheme, formalization support scheme, general MSME grant scheme, and the guaranteed take-off scheme around the country. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And in Yobe, Governor Bimala Buni has launched the sale and distribution of fertilizers to farmers at subsidized rate for the 2022 cropping season. This is to boost agricultural production in the state and food security in the country. The governor, during the launch, also warned against diversion of the commodity. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
Agriculture is the mainstay of Yobe State's economy, thereby providing employment opportunities to more than 80% of the population. Having realized that, government in the state has been given necessary support to all categories of farmers in the state. One of such interventions is by making fertilizers readily available to farmers, as evident at the launching of this year's sales and distribution of the commodity at the cost of 13,000 naira per bag by Governor Bimala Buni. These and many other agricultural interventions, the governor says, are meant to enhance food sufficiency.
I wish to commend Mr. President on the federal Yobe State joint funding of the Jakusko Nasari Livestock Development Center and other agricultural incentives provided to both crops and livestock farmers across the country.
Meanwhile, necessity, they say, is the mother of invention. A 20-year-old SS3 student, Abdulhamid Megari, and Abubakar Muhammad, 38, both from Geshua town, at the instance of the state governor, displayed the operations of their fabricated hand-flowing and manual seed planting machines. Moved by their ingenuity, the governor donated the sum of 5 million naira to the young inventors as motivation to actualize their dreams of providing local solutions in the agricultural sector. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDLEA, has pledged to offer sustainable support to small and medium-scale enterprises, SMEs, in the Niger Delta region through the instrumentality of the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture. Osinachi Abraham reports.
Small and medium-scale enterprises is said to play a critical role in the economics of the world, given its strategic importance towards job creation and youth development globally. The NDDC is keen into this, given its importance to capacity building and self-sufficiency, which falls within its mandate as an interventionist agency. The visit of the executives of the Port Harcourt Chambers of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture, FASIMA, presents an opportunity for renewal of membership and partnership for sustainable economic growth in the region.
We are here to contribute to see how we can help Niger Delta achieve most of the things that they are doing to the region. We are bringing something on the table to enable you achieve what you have been doing for the country and our region.
The interim administrator of NDDC, Dr. Effiong Akwa, assured the delegation of the Commission's readiness to participate in the forthcoming Port Harcourt International Trade Fair in December for the first time.
NDDC has renewed its commitment to be member of the Port Harcourt Chamber of Commerce, Mines and Agriculture. Come December 16, NDDC should be able to participate in your trade fair, at least for the first time in recent times, because the NDDC has changed, the focus of NDDC has changed for better, and we should be able to have a desk there for purpose of relating with the Chamber of Commerce.
The partnership between FASIMA and NDDC is expected to impact positively on the Niger Delta youths and also boost the region's economy. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Abraham, NTA News.
In other news, NNPC Limited will not be distracted from focusing on increasing production and providing energy for today and tomorrow. The Group Chief Executive Officer, Melly Kiari, says the company will rather be focused on delivering value to its 200 million customers across the value chains. Lydia Sampson reports that the group CEO, while talking to journalists in Abuja, noted that instead of what he called joining issues with the Central Bank of Nigeria, said the company is committed to navigating the global energy market by being more focused on growing production, deployment of global best practices for sustainable energy for the population.
We are focused on increasing our production by making sure that we take care of all those security issues we have around our assets. This is our key focus. Secondly, to ensure energy security for our country. We are not going to join issues, so we'll collaborate with all government institutions, including the Central Bank, to ensure that we grow this economy, we create the value that is required, so that ultimately all our countrymen will benefit from all this. If we make more production, that means you make more exports and you are able to increase ability to provide for in all its ramifications, not just in our industry, across the value chain.
He assured that Nigerians will continue to harness the benefits of the company as it unfolds as Africa's largest energy company. Let's now have a feel of Lagos. Hinkino is there and she's ready to give us an update.
Thank you, Ianri. The Nigerian Shippers Council has unveiled an operational manual, a working document for the nation's inland dry ports to promote efficient maritime operation in the hinterlands. The Executive Secretary of the Council, Emmanuel Jime, unveiled the manual at a stakeholders forum in Lagos. Abolade Salami completes the report.
Globally, the effective operations of a dry port requires seamless coordination between the seaports and other key stakeholders involved in port operations. Determined to have more efficient port operations, the Nigerian Shippers Council on 21st July 2022 in Kano launched the operational manual to facilitate robust port operations. The launch in Lagos therefore is to explain to stakeholders the operational manual, which provides detailed processes and procedures for the main activities of the inland dry ports.
The manual is based on best international best practices adopted to suit Nigerian context. Indeed, each dry port will have its own specialties, organizational, implementation layout constraints.
The The Minister of Transportation, who was represented, harped on the significance of the manual and urged all stakeholders in the sector to ensure full implementation of the operational manual as a workable policy document.
The operational manual covers the following activities in a dry port: container import by rail, container export by rail, container import by truck, container export by truck.
I want the stakeholders here to know that we at the Nigerian Customs Service, we are ready to collaborate, cooperate, and make the mission to come true. By the reason of this launching of operational manual, I am very convinced that very soon our operation will move downwards because that will be that concentration of trade.
The Nigerian Shippers Council says it is committed to ensuring that the upcoming inland dry ports fully complies with operational manual and operate round the clock to avoid the pitfall that the nation's seaports are currently experiencing. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Although the waiting time for flight delay and issues revolving around cancellation are gradually easing, hike in airfare, both domestic and international travels, is generating reactions. Key players in the aviation industry are suggesting solutions around enhancing local production of fuel and improving monetary policy.
Global economic crisis caused by the war in Ukraine is impacting all sectors of the economy. In Nigeria, the aviation industry is feeling the heat, and the astronomical hike in the price of aviation fuel has been creating unease for passengers.
You can't even book a flight and say that you want to book it the day before. You are paying over 100,000 naira just to get on a flight.
The toll seems to be the same along international routes, as passengers are now paying more. This journey was almost becoming an impossible mission for Sunday Kolawole, as his hope of relying on a ticket procured 2 months ago met a brick wall. He was charged 70% of the present rate to reconfirm his tickets.
I booked it like 240 initially per person. I was told to pay 153,000 to confirm.
Coupled with the scarcity of forex, which has driven exchange rates upward, passengers say they are now caught between the devil and the deep blue sea.
I don't think that many people in this high costs will like to go on holiday unless somebody is pressed.
Mr. Olatunji Malomo, a real estate consultant, believes such a hike should be expected since all expenses in the aviation industry are dollarized.
What we need to do as a nation is to stop depending on the dollarization of our economy. What we need to do is increase our exports and reduce our imports on many things.
For now, some airlines are operating at reduced fleet capacity, but experts are optimistic that solution could be found in improving the monetary policy.
We should have a single rate and they must close that gap very rapidly. And that's why those airlines now have removed the lower fares, but for example the upper fares, and they are now stopping the $444 to Naira exchanges, and that will now use the black market rates. They cannot get their money back.
The challenges, experts say, is a passing phase, which will definitely ease now that the problems are known by all. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NT News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for another break. The news will be back shortly.
Navy wishes to inform the general public and all potential applicants that the online registration for East by 34 recruitment exercise will commence on Sunday, 7th August and close on Saturday, 17th of September 2022. Applicants are to apply online at www.joinnigeriannavy.com. Application is free of charge. Applicants must possess a minimum of 5 credits and not more than 2 sitting in WASH SSCE, GCE, NICO and NABTEB. School start must not be older than 6 years from date of application. Applicants must be between the ages of 18 to 22 years by January 2023. The recruitment exercise will commence with online screening of applicants' qualification, followed by recruitment examination at designated centers nationwide. Applicants are advised to read the detailed instructions and requirements at www.joinnigeriannavy.com. Announcer Commodore A.O. Ayovon, for Chief of the Naval Staff.
Oh, I see this collab with the shoot there. Yeah, give me small new number now. Romance without finance now, annoyance. Better give me ball. Yeah, give me the number. So yeah, jot the number down. 005. Where the complete number? It's always so hot. Like the guys are gonna need juice, so just like juices. Hey, wait, I give me last numbers. My 5 password. 4 and you owe me. We are 7650. What's you? What's you? It's funny, hello, how are you? Guys, the first collab was on the trend,
Your first. Choose a social data bundle that suits your style. Dial *777#.
Music is fuel that fires up our soul. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story, and the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
There's a phenomenal energy that can only have come from Africa.
Glad to have you back. Attainment of great height in life is seamless when one has a good mentor who is selfless, detribalized and supportive. This was the position of an author, Righteous Acho, which was highlighted in his book entitled Dr. Nwodo's Legacy. Adebola Brookslyn was at the public presentation of the book in Abuja.
Through motivation, stimulate high performance in others to assist them achieve their objectives in life. This summarizes the picture of Dr. Nwodo Okwesileze Emmanuel, painted by the author Righteous Acho in a 6-chapter book. The author, who is a National Youth Peace Ambassador, described the first civilian governor of Enugu State, pioneer national secretary and former national chairman of the People's Democratic Party as a hero, a change agent who does not segregate.
For Nigeria to grow, we need elders who give back their experience to young people.
He also ensured that those who were disabled, people from different backgrounds, were engaged towards delivery.
Some of his mentees described him as a leader who finds joy in the success of people around him.
Dr. Nwodo is a man that prefers to be at the background and doing the cooking.
We continue to pray for our brothers. That's the greatest gift you can give to us. Yes, Excellency.
For Dr. Nwodo Okwesileze Emmanuel, united we stand and divided we fall.
I've not seen anybody that the color of your skin is my favorite. Just put something on the table and we talk about it. And the content of your intellect.
The book the author emphasized is to discourage Nigerians from sectionalism, tribalism, and religious bigotry. Adebola Brookslyn, NTA News.
Let's have some business news now with Benny Adams. Benny.
Thank you, Yeri, and welcome to Business. We start by telling you that as part of continued efforts to support businesses affected by COVID-19 in the country, the federal government is creating new job opportunities with a view to boosting the economy. Mohammed Ali reports that the implementation of the MSME Survival Fund in Kano State is a success and is aimed at saving more than 100 million jobs across the country.
Actually, some of my staff, at least 8 or 7 of my staffs were beneficiary as well.
The general MSME grant scheme gave a one-off 50,000 grants to MSMEs, and the target was 100,000 MSMEs. A total of 82,491 businesses benefited from the scheme. The federal government has come out with a revolutionary program to empower people to the youth.
And taking a look at the markets, Nigeria's stock market recorded its first positive close in August as investors gained 364 billion naira. The all-share index advanced from preceding trading day's low of 49,950.32 points to 50,626.04 points and market capitalization at 27.3 trillion naira. 129.1 million shares valued at 2.8 billion naira exchanged hands in 4,706 deals. Top 3 stocks include FBN Holdings, Multiverse Mining and Exploration PLC, and GTCO. That is Business News. Network News continues after this break.
To the will of God for a life well spent. The board and management, as well as the entire staff of AD4 Communications Limited, owners of AD4 TV Radio, announced the glorious passage of our dear mother, Mama Deborah Alada, which event occurred on 25th March 2022 at the age of 115. She is survived by 4 children and many grand and great-grandchildren, amongst whom is Dr. Jacob Alada, the chairman AD4 Communications Limited. Burial ceremonies have been scheduled as follows. Christian Wake, Thursday, 4th August 2022 at 4:30 p.m. Venue, number D4, Niger Legislative Quarters, Tanke, Ilorin, Paris State. Funeral service, 5th August 2022, Town Hall, Mopa, Kogi State at 11 a.m. Retirement follows immediately after funeral service at Odole Cemetery, Mopa, Kogi State. Thanksgiving service holds at Cherubim and Seraphim Movement District Headquarters, 99 Murtala Muhammad Way, Ilorin, Paris State. Date is 6th August 2022 at 10 o'clock a.m. Celebration of life, numbers D2 and D4, Megida Legislative Quarters, Tanke, Ilorin, Paris State from 1 o'clock p.m. We wish Mama eternal rest and pray that God gives the family the courage and fortitude to bear the loss. Announcer Anam Zuluchi, Managing Director.
President Muhammadu Buhari congratulates Ian Obong Essien, a 16-year-old Nigerian girl, for finishing second at the Champion of Champions World Golf Championship Invitational in Northern Ireland. President Buhari salutes the achievements of the youngster, who currently tops the junior player cadre in Nigeria and has been credited with over 20 medals since she won her first medal at the age of 5. The president also joins all Nigerians in celebrating this great teenager who is doing so much for the country by demonstrating hard work and determination, and wishes the golfer more spectacular success in her career. And day 5 at the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Birmingham witnessed lots of track and field action from Team Nigeria, with many athletes qualifying and booking spots into the next round. Let's join Daniel Adere for more on the Commonwealth Games.
Day 5 of the Commonwealth Games started off with Team Nigeria's track and field team placing into the next round of qualifiers in both the men's and women's category. Trio of Nzubwechi Nwokocha and Rosemary Chukwuma finished in first place during their 100 meters heats, while Udo Gabriel finished in third place but qualified with the third fastest time. In the men's category, it was a similar narrative, as duo of Favor Ogenetejiri Ashe and Raymond Ekewo both cruised into the next round, with Godson Ogenebrume qualifying with the third fastest time in his heat. In weightlifting, Taiwo Liadi added silver to Nigeria's medal haul at the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Liadi, who competed in the women's 76 kg weightlifting event, set a new junior Commonwealth Games record to finish second behind England's Maya Layla, who set a new Commonwealth Games record in the clean and jerk with a lift of 128 kg. To set a junior record, Liadi lifted 120 kg in the clean and jerk to beat other 11 competitors to the silver medal. In table tennis, Haruna Quadri and the rest of his squad were for the second day in a row beaten again 3-0 by hosts England in the bronze medal match of the men's team event. Team Nigeria would be looking to bounce back to winning ways in both men and women's categories in the para table tennis events. Meanwhile, bronze medalist in the women's 64 kg weightlifting category, Islamiyat Bukola Yusuf says she's not taking her foot off the gas anytime soon and hopes to win as many medals in the years to come.
I was so happy at that moment. Though that's not what I wanted, but still, I still have to thank God for that. At the Paris 2024, by God's grace, and I will try my best to win the gold medal.
As at the time of filing this report, Team Nigeria drops out of top 10 and sit in 11th position with a total of 6 medals.
Many thanks, Daniel. It's been really cold for a while now. Let's now have a peep of what the weather would look like for tomorrow.
Hello, the rains are simply unrelenting as we reach the peak of the rainy season over the northern part of the country, an area where we expect thunderstorms in the morning from parts of the northeast and much of the northwest. This rain should be between moderate and heavy in intensity, an area where we've had ample reports of rain in the last 24 to 48 hours, and so cases of flash flooding are not unlikely over parts of Yobe through Bauchi, Jigawa and Zamfara State. To the northeast, we expect lighter rains compared to what we expect to the northwest, and they should come later in the day over parts of Borno, Adamawa and the northern part of Taraba. Light rains are anticipated over the central part of the country. Should come later in the day, but cloudiness should keep that area dull right from the morning hours. To the southeast, we expect light to moderate rains, and to the southwest, we expect light rains. And as we get to the coastal parts of Lagos and its environs, we expect more very light rains and drizzle. And that's the forecast from here. Thank you for watching.
It's a wrap on NTA Network News tonight. Many thanks for watching, and please remember that rape is a crime. Speak up and take action. I'm Henry John. Have a good night.